topic to complete this. So the main event of yesterday, Super Sodiq Yusuff, he won the fight of the night bonus against the legend in Barboza. All right, so this fight started with like ruthless aggression by Sodiq. He dominated the first round. A lot of people assumed it was a 10-8, including one of the judges. Actually, two of the judges assumed the first round was a 10-8 because he really, really put it on Barboza, and what a chain by Barboza of staying in that fight. And the next four rounds went the other way around. Barboza came back, and how about that spinning head kick in the third round? So yeah, Ola, I know you. This is close to you because Sodiq is a Yoruba boy like you. So, what were your thoughts about that fight?
Yeah, this one hurt bad, man. This one hurt. This one hurt bad. But look, big up to Barboza. We know how much of a talented fighter he is. His body of work speaks for itself. Sodiq, obviously, he needed to come in there and really show Barboza that, listen, I'm the young stud here, and I'm the one that's got more ceiling moving forward. And we saw that in the first round, and I thought, okay, you got to remember this is a 5-round fight now. You know, Barboza has been here before. You got to remember this is but it looks like he just emptied, almost like he emptied the whole clip in the first round, and there was nothing left to give Barboza or to surprise Barboza for the coming rounds. And the way Barboza just took over the rounds in the second all the way to the fifth it just left my jaw down there in disbelief. And I thought I was fearing for Sadiq's life, in that fight. But all in all, look, he gave a good account of himself by staying in the fight. I mean, he got stanky legged from that wheel kick from Barboza in the third. It was a bad night. It was a bad night for Sadiq, and I hope he's able to get himself back together and get back on the horse. Because there's a very, very talented fighter there, and we know 145 is a very, very tough division, very, very tough division to get past some of these guys over there. So I'm sure he'll be back. But yeah, it's Barboza's night, and well deserved from Edson Barboza. His body of work, man. It was just vintage Barboza yesterday with some of the kicks, some of the knees, the elbows. Yeah, I can't say no much more than that. But we got a good fight, and they got fight of the night. So
Yeah, it was a good fight. But Temba, we were chatting about the fights before I slept off. I didn't see the main event until in the morning here. Did you get to see the main event? And if you had done that as a fighter, were you entertained? And where did you think Sadiq went wrong?
Obviously, I was entertained about the fight. I watched the fight. Like I told you, I watch all the fights. I'm a fan. Like, especially now that I'm not fighting anytime soon. All I do is train and watch the fights and come on this podcast and talk until I have a fight. I'm only fighting next
week. You heard it here. Temba is coming back next week. Continue, Temba.
No, yeah. I'm here. You know, like I'm now like an influencer now. You know, yeah. I will be honest, man. It's me so much that I've been getting ready for the fight, and now I'm not fighting. Just off topic. I'm eating, but I have to control what I can control, and also it's on the positive side though, because I went there to.
Let's come back to Sodiq. We'll get to that at the end of the show. Let's go back to the main event.
I watched the fight. Sorry, man. I'm stupid sometimes. Sodiq, I think like Ola said, it was a very entertaining fight. Sodiq won that. Won that first round. I feel like he rushed a little bit. I think like he rushed a little bit. He wanted to get Barboza out of there, and it got him. I think he should not have exchanged grappling in the end of the first round. I think he should
my thoughts.
I think he should have just not pulled up, got into that guard, and stayed out and just keep on throwing. The referee was about to stop that fight.
Yeah.
And when he watches that fight, he will regret because probably he thought, "I'm not getting this guy out." But he was very close, one clean punch away from
And he
getting
would
that
have
guy
gotten that
out of there.
because grappling with Barboza and Barboza pulled guard, he rested. He got back to himself.
He was resting and recovering. All he has to do
Yeah.
was to rest, and he is a veteran. So I feel like Sodiq made a mistake there, which is something he will learn from. Um,
Mm.
and I don't think his ground and pound was up to you know uh, being in guard there. And I think I don't know if he comes from wrestling background, but I don't think he does come from a wrestling background. I think he comes from
Mm.
more of a jiu-jitsu background. And jiu-jitsu guys, us, we don't have that type of good grappling like these wrestlers. Wrestlers are posturing and hitting you properly. So I feel like he messed up there where he engaged with the grappling, because I feel like he could have gotten that guy out. He was one punch away. The referee wanted to stop that fight.
Oh.
Yeah.
The referee
Yeah.
was smelling it and he wanted to stop that fight. So I feel like it was just a learning experience. And then when he lost the pop, I feel like the other thing that happened there, learning from the fight as well, is when that happened, I felt like he felt like, oh shit, I'm done in himself
Mm.
when the pop was gone, because I feel like his arms went and he fought.
I
And
think
Barboza,
he broke
Barboza
his.
didn't have
I
any
think he
power
broke his
anymore
hand.
as well in his hands. All he had to do was to keep on throwing and throwing
Mm.
instead of waiting for a power shot and thinking that I need to land a big shot again. No.
He posted on his story with a broken arm, broken fist. I think maybe he broke it up. He broke the hand very early. Maybe that's why he started grappling and throwing elbows. Maybe that could be it. But with Temba, you would know. I'm not a fighter. There's a lot of there is a technique about using your head to break somebody's knuckle in it. Like when a punch is thrown to the head, you could
No,
headbutt
I
the knuckle.
think
Is
I
that the
think
thing?
when he was doing the hammer fist or something. But what I
Mm,
can tell you from what I saw, I feel like he had arm pump. Arm pump is a
mm,
common thing in MMA, and I felt like he
mm,
was instead of just throwing, keeping on throwing, he was more thinking
mm,
about that arm pump. Like, oh my hell, what's happening? Every see his punches were dropping, and he was just like wondering what's happening the whole time
mm,
before he knows that the fight was done. But both didn't have more power than Sodiq, even when after Sodiq was tired. But he still had the pop. He still had the pop, especially the spinning back kick. He was lucky that, yes. I was I
Oh
was
man, that's
sad for the
spinning back.
brother, man, because I had the story about Sodiq, what he's been doing in Nigeria, trying to bring all
Oh
his family
yes.
members to United
Oh
States,
yeah.
and when you hear those type of stories and knowing how difficult it is to be in this country and getting people here, you just want the guy to win. And it was just a
Mm-hmm.
sad thing for me to hear that, what he does, and him to lose like that. But I can tell you this, man, it was a good fight for him. He got the bonus. Maybe he can bring one or two brothers from Nigeria to the United States. And I feel like, he I think it was a little bit of a rush to fight that 5 round fight to get on the main event yet. I think he should fight two more,
He's
three
been
more
he's
on
been
the on the
he
three
wanted
rounds.
to he wanted to be the person that that's a South Korean card with Korean Zombie, the one with Max Holloway. He wanted to be the guy that put Korean Zombie away in the main event. But he obviously Max was a bigger name, was isn't it? So he didn't get to do that. I think he's been calling for a big fight. This was his big break, but I don't think this will be an issue. He's gonna probably fight another ranked opponent, or maybe somebody in the up and up. I think Sadiq will be all right. He would learn a lot of which I think he has already. He had been battling a lot with his health this past year,
Yeah.
hence why he hadn't fought a couple of times. I believe Ola would know that. I think
Yeah.
he would be all right. Okay, now we have all of that out of the way. Temba, make we talk about you. All right, breaking news, guys. Temba, unfortunately, sad news. Unfortunately, he's not going to fight in 2024.
I'm pissed
That is
off.
something that he just mentioned, except if we get. Temba, are you open to fight any short notice fight or you want a full camp?
My brother, you know me. I wanna fight anybody, but
Mm.
unfortunately, there's smarter people than me that know the sport better than me, and that are in the sport than me, that I am with. And I even said, if there's a lot of fights on the card for December, that are happening, that are in the welterweight division. And I had put, because when they told me that, there's no more spot for you for the December fight, um, and yeah, unless you want to go and fight in China, which is not something, because if it was like 2 weeks before, maybe I would go, or 3 weeks before, I'll go and fight in China. But it's 2 weeks